At first, I was just curious. It seemed like such a strange encounter. A lone marathon runner and the unknowable reality of China. But as I watched the man struggle against the ancient and mysterious power of the mountains and the earth, I began to realize I was witness to something approaching truth.
Have you ever just really wanted something so bad, and you just hoped and you believed and just longed for something so long, and then all of a sudden one day it's just reality? Well, in my life, on this very day, a very special dream right now is becoming reality.
Today we are very happy to have the famous runner, Mr. Cottrell, to start his great friendship run from the Great Wall in Beijing to Guangzhou. It is a very significant event. It will surely help to promote the friendship and the cooperation between China and the United States.
He had decided to begin his run north of Beijing and run the length of China, about 2,000 miles, all the way to Guangzhou, near the South China Sea. He would run approximately 40 miles a day for 53 days. In the beginning, I watched the run as an incredible demonstration of physical prowess, a torturous, almost impossible challenge to the human body. Then, I became aware I was looking into the very heart of human achievement. As the man pushed himself onward, one by one, some very basic laws began to emerge. Laws which bind the human body and spirit into the most powerful force on earth.
Just tell me that I can't get a hold of the end of the rainbow. You better put your seatbelts on and sit back in your chair, because I ain't gonna let loose until I've got my arms firmly around the end of that rainbow.
Stan Cottrell had a dream. He would run across China. There's a legend here about the ancient poet Li Bo. He dreamed of immortality, and he believed if he could climb Taishan, the highest mountain in eastern China, he could learn how to be an immortal. The remarkable thing about Li Bo was the audacity, the enormous proportion of his dream. Yet achievement is in direct proportion to the magnitude of the dream. If we are to do great things, we must dare to dream great-hearted dreams.
Don't be afraid to step out and follow a dream that's in your heart. Even if you fail, are you still not a better person because you've tried?
In the villages, there is an old folk tale about the roc and the wren. The roc was a great bird like an eagle that soared through all the known and fabled regions of the universe. Someone mentioned to the wren that the roc could fly hundreds of miles without a halt. "You and I know very well," said the wren, "that such a thing is impossible. The farthest one can get is the elm tree over there." And so the wren never flew beyond the elm tree simply because it was not familiar with the second important law of achievement. In every wren, there is a potential eagle.
Sometimes it's hard to reduce things to absolute principles, but I know you've got to have a dream. You have to visualize yourself doing what you dream. You've got to put yourself in a position where victory is possible. You've got to turn that dream and that potential into action. Take the first step. Not someday,
but right now.
For a few weeks, Stan Cottrell ran with a kind of easy and measured grace.
But there came a time when the road grew longer and the hillside steeper and the pain more persistent. A time when it became more and more difficult to remember the power and the quality of the original dream. His lungs struggled to clear away the dust of the road. A bone in his left foot was broken. His lower back was in constant torment. Later, he would learn 2 vertebrae in his back were broken. His body weight grew dangerously low, and the cold winds cut to his heart. The vitamins were gone. The water fouled to his taste, and he was not keeping the unfamiliar food down. The runner was discovering another timeless law of human achievement. For every dream, there's a dragon.
We always think about the pursuit of our dreams and the achievement of our goals in positive terms. We talk about possibility and promise, and we ignore the dark side. But the higher our dream, the more lofty our goals, the more powerful are the forces that would deny us both. It is like a dragon, but it's not outside. It's not the mountain or the cold or the distance. It's inside. It's part of us, and it eats away at our heart and our resolve. I don't know why it always takes us by surprise, but if you reach high enough, there will come a moment of truth, a time when you feel the breath of the dragon.
There is a saying among the Chinese people that you can tame the dragon if you know its nature. And the weapon we can use is something known to Western runners and Eastern poets. A concept called the law of fire. Jade. It's an awareness of the polarities that define the universe. Mating of opposites. The alternating mastery of sunshine and moonlight. It was a knowledge of this principle that enabled Stan Cottrell to come back from apparent defeat and resume his run.
When you run great distances, the demands on your body and your mind are incredible. And since you run every day, your body doesn't have time to restore itself, and your mind becomes preoccupied with the pain. And what happens is simply this: the fire goes out. It's the same thing in life or business. In the beginning, the excitement and the acceleration of the dream keeps us going. We're all energy and nerve ends. The problem is, when the hard part comes, we've got to keep the dream alive, keep the fires kindled. And this fire burns away the impurities of doubt and confusion and pain, but it also consumes energy. So you have to strike this median. Keep the fire of enthusiasm burning, but on the other hand, maintain an even flow of emotional distribution. This is the cool side of the equation, the Jade side.
There was another thing about human achievement I learned from watching the runner's encounter with China. It had to do with time and the impact of a person's life on others. We often think of challenge and achievement as a personal thing, and in a very real way it's true. Each of us has his run to make, no matter who we are or where we live our lives. Nobody can make our run for us. But because time is a stream, touching all lives, everything we do impacts on the lives of others for all time. To wish to succeed, to achieve greatness, is a profoundly selfless concept. If a person fails or even fails to try, there's no change in the status quo. The world is denied a victory, and the whole universe suffers for all eternity. But when a person succeeds, when a person lives his dream and achieves his potential, The whole world feels that victory and is changed forever.
The most important thing I learned on the run had to do with my own motivation. I thought I was motivated by this dream I had to run across China. But when times got hard and it looked like I couldn't go on, what really kept me going was my desire to make a difference in the world, to make my life impact in a positive way on the lives of others. I thought the run would bring the people of China and the people of America together, help create better understanding. Maybe the children I met would be the leaders of tomorrow, and they would remember the American who had become their friend. Maybe the world would be a better place. I think it's true that a selfish dream won't sustain when the going gets rough. But a dream that embraces the lives of others will endure anything the dragon can devise.
The Chinese poet Li Bo dreamed of immortality. As I watched Dan Cottrell run across China, as I talked with him and shared his strange adventure, I began to realize that we too often spend our lives climbing the Taishan, running through the mountains, searching for those qualities of mind and body and spirit that would make us immortal. But the poet and the runner teach us the greatest secrets the ages can offer. Those qualities we seek, those things that would help us reach the summit or complete the run or live more successful lives, we already possess in abundance. We don't have to seek them in the mountains or in the forest on the other side of the earth. To achieve greatness, we must merely look inside and gather the gifts God has already placed there. With these gifts, we are masters of the world around us. We can be anything we imagine, do anything we dream.